I'm sure, as you guys know, Cobra Kai has kind of taken the world by storm. I don't think the Karate Kid name has been hotter than it has since Cobra Kai has come out. It originally started on YouTube Red, which is kind of baffling to believe. I mean, when you go back to that first season, you can kind of feel it. The acting's kind of shaky at times. It's not always the best, but once you get past like into season 2, season 3, 4, I just finished season 5. I thought it was very good as well. Going into the show, I felt like it was kind of running its course. Halfway through season 5, I wasn't feeling that anymore. And then after season 5, it ended in a way that I don't know about you guys, kind of felt like a finale to me. I'm not going to give anything away, but the way that they ended the show, I'm surprised they're going for a 6th season because it really did feel like the show could just end here. I don't know what they're going to do. They did a lot of resolutions. Characters felt like they had complete arcs, like that we've been following since season 1. I felt very satisfied where they left it off, but they're going to go for a season 6. But it looks like Sony is looking to the future beyond Cobra Kai because it came out on Friday. They are developing a new Karate Kid movie. This comes from Entertainment Weekly. Sony's Columbia Pictures division revealed Friday it has scheduled a new Karate Kid movie to hit theaters June 7th, 2024. Little is known about the production, which is simply described as the return of the original Karate Kid franchise. No word yet on the on screen talent, filmmaking team, or plot details. John Hurwitz, co creator of Netflix's Cobra Kai, addressing and explaining if he's part of the new Karate Kid film Sony Pictures confirmed to be coming out in 2024, said, "The guys and I would love to make Karate Kid and Cobra Kai movies and hope to someday. But this one isn't from us or focused on the Cobra Kai cast. Don't know much about it, but wish it well." And that comes to us from Deadline. Real quick, before we continue with this video, I want to tell you guys about the great folks over at MoviePalette.com. MoviePalette takes a color of every scene from your favorite movie and puts it on a beautiful canvas. Behind me right here, I got their Back to the Future selection hanging up above me, my favorite movie of all time. And MoviePalette.com has thousands of your favorite movies to choose from. And for the wonderful viewers of the Zach Millen Talks Movies YouTube channel, you guys get 15% off of any movie palette of your choice when you go to moviepalette.com and use the promo code ZachTalks15 at the checkout. That's ZACH Talks 15. Not only will you guys get 15% off of the movie palette of your choice, but you'll also be helping out the Zach Millen Talks Movies channel tremendously. So go to moviepalette.com and use the promo code ZachTalks15 at the checkout to get 15% off of any movie palette of your choice today. And thank you to the good people over at Movie Palette for partnering up and supporting the Zach Millen Talks Movies YouTube channel. All right, guys, let's get back to the video. So, this I find very, very interesting for a couple of reasons. It has been confirmed that Cobra Kai season 6 is greenlit, is happening. I believe I read an interview with the writers and they said that they had a deal with Netflix. But they're going off to
show for once. That's pretty cool. sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but they're going off to do another show, so they haven't even written the 6th season yet. Oh. And what makes me kind of surprised by that is if they haven't written it yet and they're going off to do another show, so that's probably going to take them into 2023 pretty deeply. Season 6 might not come out until 2024. Hopefully no longer than 2024. It could be 2025. But the fact that they're going to be doing a Karate Kid movie potentially right after Cobra Kai is wrapped up or during its final season seems really weird to me to do with the brand. I especially am confused by the line in Entertainment Weekly's article where it says the film is described as the return of the original Karate Kid franchise.
Isn't that what the show's for?
That's exactly what Cobra Kai was. And Cobra Kai, honestly, did it better than any person I think could do with the Karate Kid franchise. The Karate Kid movies are ones that I've enjoyed. I especially like the first one from 1984. The sequels, not so much. But even Cobra Kai bringing the show back, it's made me love the characters the most I've ever loved them. And it's made me look back on Karate Kid 2 and even Karate Kid 3 with fonder eyes, knowing where the story goes in Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, Cody, that it's a smart decision to do a new Karate Kid franchise with new characters, a new idea, while the world is so wrapped up in Cobra Kai and it could be coming out when the show is still on air or has just left?
Well, I understand Sony wanting to, keep cashing in on the Cobra Kai Karate Kid hype because, like you said, the show is just, it's got people talking. They're going into season 6, so they're like, okay, we've proven that people want to come back to this franchise on the small screen. Let's bring it back to the big screen. But yeah, it is a little unusual for them to be, you know, doing something that's detached from what sounds like the main continuity of like the original movies and the show and everything. But maybe it could just be like some sort of standalone type film, or like something that could potentially spawn like a sub franchise of Karate Kids. Like it could be like a new, you know, trainer trainee
Expanding
duo.
the Karate Kid universe, so to speak.
Yeah, like see what's going on outside of Cobra Kai and Mr. Miyagi and everything. So I guess they're just trying to see, they're just trying to test the waters a bit, see like how much they can get away with, bringing this franchise to more eyeballs. On the flip side, Sony's just a little goofy generally, with all their Marvel properties and everything, making Craven the Hunter movies and all that. So they're just like, all right, what do we greenline today?
Yep.
Cool, Karate Kid movie, but not Karate Kid. Perfect. So
Yep. Yep.
it could
During
be.
the early 2000s, no, early 2010s, sorry. Um, I said to my friends, like I was very vocal. I thought Sony was the worst movie studio. Like I just thought they made the worst decisions, did the worst stuff with their movies. I thought they put out so much bad stuff. And these past couple of years, I've kind of been changing my tune on that. They've been putting
Yeah,
out a couple
then something
interesting,
magical happened.
yeah, something magical, a miracle you could say happened at
Yeah,
Sony.
yeah.
But recently, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this has to do with Morbius. It feels like they've kind of slid back into that position for me.
Yeah, I can't disagree really, because it's like 2017 seemed like the beginning of the turnaround, because Spider-Man Homecoming came out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Back to basics with Spider-Man. That's pretty cool. And
But Marvel
then
Marvel gave them a lot of help with that.
that's true, but Sony still had their toes in it.
You're right.
Uh, yeah, honestly, the more I think about it, 2017, 2018 was like the definition of a mixed bag for that studio, because Spider-Man Homecoming, great. Emoji Movie, burn it with fire. Jumanji 2, okay, pretty cool. Do another one, I guess, maybe. And then 2018 was like, Spider-Verse, yes, I love it. Pump it into my veins right now. Venom is like, okay, it's not good, but it's entertaining.
I
I'm
wasn't
conflicted.
there. I mean, I was there, but I wish I wasn't. I didn't like
Yes.
Venom.
So I think I was harsh on it when it first came out, but I've started to come around to it, and I actually liked Let There Be Carnage
I
quite a
like that
bit,
one.
even though it has literally the exact same issues as the first movie, but done better, I guess.
I just
It,
knew what
it
to expect
it's
by
weird.
that point.
Then Morbius came out, and I wanted to jump off a bridge, but I think they're just trying to be like, all right, you get one gem and you get one turd every year. Have
Right.
fun.
Hopefully, this Karate Kid doesn't turn out to be a turd. But bringing it back to the Karate Kid,
Oh yeah, right.
when it says it's a return to the original Karate Kid, what do you think that could mean? Because I have two ways of thinking of that. The one way that kind of jumps out first and foremost, but I think is not the way, is going
Mhm.
back is in a legacy sequel. But as we've discussed, Cobra Kai already
Yes.
kind of did that. It deals with Johnny, it deals with Daniel, where they're at, training new kids, bringing up the new generation, brings back other characters from the franchise. They already did that in a phenomenal way, in my opinion, on TV.
Mhm.
The other way I think of it is it's going to be a movie that has the same feel as the 1984 original. It's basically their sneaky way of saying it's a remake. What do you
Uh,
think?
I don't think necessarily a remake, but I feel like it could be more like a back to basics Karate Kid type movie. I don't know how like complicated the current Cobra Kai situation is because I'm only on season one. Don't hurt me, but so I think it's kind of like maybe just like going back to the basic principles of you know characters, being bullied, needs to learn to defend himself. Trainer comes in, cool training practices and everything. Then the main character gets propped up with all his cool new karate abilities and everything. So it's probably more like that because I don't know what else they could do otherwise. They already did the remake thing in 2010, which actually was I
I
think it was
liked it.
pretty. Thought it was pretty good. I haven't watched it since it came
2010.
out, but uh, so it could just be more like a set in the universe of the main movies, just something a little different, but still has the same feel of the original.
Yeah, that's a good point. One final question I'll give to you is, do you think that now is the right time to do it? As I mentioned before, with Cobra Kai and stuff being out,
Mhm.
and do you think audiences would be excited for it? Would you be excited for it? Because I can tell you right now, I'm kind of not at the moment. I mean, I've already got the original characters on TV. They're doing great stuff with their stories. I'm not really that interested in another Karate Kid movie that won't involve them or their storylines or even a remake at this point. But I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie.
Mhm.
But do you think audiences are excited for another Karate Kid at this point?
I mean, I understand totally where you're coming from, but it's also like look at a few current examples of like dual franchise iteration type situations going on where it's like, oh, we've got the Tom Holland live action Spider Man going on, but we've got these animated Spider Verse movies as well. It's like people are okay with, two major theatrical Spider Men going on. And of course, we've got, two to three live action Batman happening simultaneously too. So I think it's just gonna be a matter of is it going to be good and does it like, is it going to spell out the future for the franchise? Is it gonna have any major connections? But I think it just comes down to if everything's all good, people will enjoy and they will pay with their wallets or vote with their wallets, I guess. So
You totally brought this to a different angle for me. What if it's an animated movie with Miyagi and Daniel taking place in the 80s again and just continuing them in an animated form because we don't have Mr. Miyagi with us anymore? That would be an interesting way to go with it. Question goes to you guys, though. What do you guys think of a new Karate Kid movie returning to the original Karate Kid but not being Cobra Kai? I don't know what they're doing. Are you excited for it? Comment down below and let us know all your thoughts and opinions. And let's take a look at what you guys are saying.